We interrupt this ad break to tell you about all the items in Dragon Road on the Wii and PS2 version of Sonic Unleashed. And as usual, we'll start with the daytime stage.
Here we go!
Close to the beginning, there's a boardwalk that you can get on using the homing attack, and you'll want to get there because of the spring at the end. There's a chain of robots afterwards, but you're only going to want to home in on the first 3, because then you have to drop down and home in on another chain of robots below. That way you'll take the route on the left, which has a couple of places that you can hydroplane. After you pass over the water once, quick step all the way to the left, because there's a narrow walkway leading you above the water. You'll have to use the light speed dash a couple of times, but as you do, you'll get an item on the walkway, and soon afterward, you'll get back on the main path. Looking back, if you hit all these robots instead of going down, you'll find yourself on the middle road that leads inside this building. After passing through a couple of rooms where you use the quick step and jump over these speed bumps, there's an item right in the middle of the exit walkway. But the thing is that this exit leads you to the same main route as before, so if you want to get all the items in one go, the best thing to do would be to take the other route, then go backwards into the right, and then get this item. Strangely enough, the next item is way off and close to the end. After hitting these rings, you'll be skimming water one last time, and that's your cue to go to the right. You'll know where to aim because there's a spring leading up to this chain of robots, which leads you to a dash panel, which leads you to this item, which leads you to the springboard, which leads you back on the main route all the way to the end. So congratulations, you found all the items in the daytime stage. So now let's wait a few hours and check out the nighttime stages, starting with the floating shrine. To begin with, this walkway has a lot of walls that you can break, but what you're looking for is a small doorway right after this bottleneck, and I'm pretty sure you can guess why we have to knock this door down. Later, you have some rocks to use so that you don't fall into the water, which in turn lead to a platform and a boardwalk off to the left. There are some glowing bars down below, therefore you can go under the bridge using some acrobatics. Soon afterward, you'll find some rock platforms leading up to the next item, and you don't even have to backtrack because there's a little monster that can pick you up and lead you all the way to another boardwalk. Closer to the end, the path winds out, and before you take this pole, go off to the left. Well, no, not the left, actually to the right, because there's some jars off at the back concealing yet another item. And it's the last item, so after you get it, you can resume the stage as normal up until the end. So up next, we have Rising Dragon Falls. But before you get to these falls, check out this terrace where you have to do this combat. Going forward, you'll see a trail off to the left, but don't miss this cluster of jars, because again, we have an item hidden among them. Now you can get back on the trail mentioned earlier, and after you skillfully evade these 2 pendulums, you'll want to look to the right again, because there's some crates, and behind them is, well, yeah. Jump across the broken bridge right after that, and again, the main path goes off to the left, and you have to go to the right. Only this time, there's a friendly little carrier guy that takes you across this gap to another platform. You'll then find a fully intact bridge leading off to a trail that ends in an elevated platform, which of course has an item. Then of course you'll have to backtrack. You can jump the fence too, but all that does is lead you to the terrace near the beginning, so you'll have to retrace your steps either way. Once you get back to where you started, you'll finally get to the geologic feature that gives the stage its name. But before you start climbing, take a good look at the base of the waterfall. Your vision is obscured by the water, but you can still spot a yellow question mark. And I bet you know what that means. It means that you'll have to go up and touch the question mark. Then there aren't any other items, so you can continue the stage normally and finish up. To end off, we have Path to Darkness, starting on the Great Wall of Chun-nan. After jumping across this gap, there's a tower up ahead. When you get to the tower, you have the option to either go inside and face a group of monsters, or you can grab the bar sticking out right above the entrance. Not only is the latter choice quicker, but it's also better if you're looking for items. Right after that is the rotating handle that you use to lower the drawbridge, but you're gonna have to do something unusual with it. Lower the drawbridge a little bit, not enough so that you could walk on it. And the reason for doing this is, well, you know how I talked about looking under the bridge earlier? You have to do that again. And of course, when you're done, there's a bar sticking out at the far end of the gap, so you can use it to swing your way back up to the main path. When the Great Wall of Chun-nan comes to a dead end, there's an item that may seem easy to get, but just before you reach it, the ground falls from under you. So you'll have to get a running start on the collapsing platform and then jump before it falls to get the item. After this, there's nothing else to look for until you get to the section with these isolated rock platforms. When you first approach this area, there's a row of 3 rock platforms hovering in the air. As you can see, there's a platform below this row, so you can just drop down from the first and second platform. There's no bar to swing off when you get the item, but there is a monster that appears that you can grab. And once you get back on track, all you have to do is defeat the last group of enemies, and then you're done with this level and with the rest of the levels on Chun-nan. So that's it for this video. I hope you found this video helpful and enjoyable and that you want to like, comment, and subscribe, but just react to the video as you wish, and feel free to check out some other stuff on my channel.